Bro, I was like full on talking to myself and I left my mic muted. Boys. Steve coming in for the win, bro. Oh, crack up. I like looked at it too when I started the stream. I looked at it and I was like, okay, I'll remember to unmute it. I'll just get everything set up first. And then full on forgot. I'm sure in Ryan's stream today he had his mic muted for ages. Like, unless he was doing something, but I was like, we were just in here talking to ourselves. So we're just gonna try this a little bit. I'll give it a proper try. I'll give it 2 runs. I'm assuming we need to start mucking around with this. Probably gotta put these up pretty high, eh? Because they're going to be a pain in the ass. So I've got the black hole visible because I want to see where the black hole is relative to the range line. And then I've also got the poison swamp up because I've been working on the poison swamp lab range. Oh, and it looks like the Tumu Tower died. This is when I get a growling for not focusing. I just swap my cards. I'll give these a little look-see, eh? I've got it quite cropped, so you might not be able to see it properly. But look how cheese this is. So I'll take out this, add, take out regen, add that, take out range. Actually, I'll put regen in. It's either slow enemy or regen. I think regen's pretty rubbish. Damage all the way, boys. Damage all the way, even on the Tumu Tower. Boom. Okay, we're up. We're back now. We're back. Bro, that's so funny. I forgot that the mic was muted. Charge my phone. I need to get myself situated before we do this, boys. Get myself situated. PJ Aussie. He changed his name. More games, never learns. Bro, I'm in the top league. I'm in the Legends League. I mean, it's not hard to be in the top league when, like, only 500 players compete. But I'm the coolest out of those 500 that compete. I just unlocked the Golden Tower equivalent. Oh, see, this is what I was talking about, boys. So I've got the black hole graphics, like up, whatever we want to call it, so we can see it to the range line. This looks at me at my limit on the Limmy Bash, 75 meters. And then the other thing that I'm looking at is the poison swamp size relative to what tournament. I'm assuming, guys, you guys have got these tools. All these toys. What am I supposed to do with the Poison Swamp Range Lab? Am I supposed to just max it? Am I supposed to just like full send max it? So then it can like, the CF can pull everything into it and we can stun it? Look at the CF, boys. The CF is doing something now. I'm super nervous with the range, eh? The range and Protector's ultimate is such a cruddy combo. I suppose it means at least our tournament runs go faster. Jens! Much Lucarino! Need like 7 idle games. But I keep forgetting to try this other idle game. It's like Eidolon. But I'm super keen to give it a buzz. But I never in my life, since I was a little girl, thought that I'd be into idle games. Never in my life, boys. Never in my life. But I've just found it just absolutely suits my life. Like crazily suits my life. Maybe it's at this age bracket, boys. We just turned 37 yesterday. Maybe it's this age bracket. I'm also thinking about where we go to next. That's why I'm asking about the poison swamp, because in my brain leads to adding more CC. But I'm looking at like 2 perma poison swamps. Like I'm definitely gonna get 2 perma poison swamps. But the question is, when do we get it? And then that's where that min-maxing mentality comes out. It's not really a question of all sorts of stuff like, are we going to get the EHP masteries and the flame bots and all that stuff? Of course we are, but the question is when? When is the timing? And when I'm thinking about like 2 perma poison swamps, that's 3,000 stones. What's that? 6, 12, 24, 30. So it's about 5 weeks of progression dumped into cooldown and duration. And the only thing, like, I would literally be doing it just for Tawny, because I don't know what benefit it's going to give me in farm. If I can't farm with the stun on, then what the hell is it going to do apart from being a big green puddle on the screen? Now there's the added bonus of it's applying a slow. I don't know how much we need the slow. I'm assuming in tier 19 with the introduction of fast ultimate you do, or it's helpful, like to help you bridge into that gap. Like it would be lovely if I could use it as a damage dealer. Like even if I could use it to help apply damage to tank ultimate. But I don't know how quick it is, because when I look at how many times, like basically in the last like day or two, I've been looking at it versing the boss and seeing like waiting for the perfect time when it perfectly spawns and a boss passes through it, and I'm looking at the rate of how many ticks that's applied to it, and then that boss moving, and then also factoring in my mind that it stops from energy net, and it's getting 2 cents of fuck all when it comes to the ticks. Like it's not applying the poison swamp ticks fast enough. So I'm thinking like even as a secondary damage dealer, like to get rid of a lot of the fluff that's on the screen. I don't even know how much of a job it's going to do at that unless we go significant investment. So then this pulls me right back to the start of, are those 3,000 stones better off somewhere else? And this is what whoa, I just spawned 4 black holes. What in the visual bug was that? What in the clip that shit? Boys, did you see that? Did you see that? Alright, let's catch up with chat. Forgot Guardians after Tawny. Oh, bro, I do that so much. I do that so much, boys. And it makes me really mad when I do that. Or I quite often, because almost every tournament we run with no black hole, I always forget to turn the black hole back on. And it makes me really mad, eh? I get like really salty. Like, I'm like, fuck. Sag TV, what up all clouded and chat? What's good, fam? What's good? No wonder I'm looking at my coins like my tower. My Poison Swamp Range Lab. Oh, the Poison Swamp Range Lab needs to be maxed to benefit from tournaments. Once you have a handful of levels, you may be interested in banning the Poison Swamp Range perk. Okay, so we sacrifice a perk slot to ban that. And is that, just on that, Taylor, is banning that perk so that we're not stripping too much armor from the mobs? Because that's like another thing. I was like looking at it, like looking at the puddle on the screen and then going, damn, how much armor is it stripping? Because I don't want it to strip too much. Like, not too bad in tier 18, because I'm pretty sure they come out like after you do the battle condition lab, and not the one specific for armor, but the other standard one that blankets all of them. I'm pretty sure it's like at 30 something hits. So 30 something hits is like plenty of time, so it's like not catching a stray. Like that Chain Lightning, bro. If Chain Lightning was a guy, it'd be that guy hip firing out the back of a car. Like, just straight hip fire on a drive-by. Like, indiscriminately spraying all the kids, all the pregnant woman, all the old woman, every bystander, Chain Lightning is the equivalent of, if Chain Lightning was a guy, he'd be hip firing with his eyes closed. Like, he don't really want to do it, but he knows he has to for the gang. So he's just like hip firing like that. That's what Chain Lightning does. That's why having armored enemies it's good. Like, the battle condition for armored enemies, super cringe and annoying. But the standy one, like in your farming tiers, is plush. It's brilliant, boys. I love it. And I think everybody else is the same. Like, when I first started, I was like, man, getting used to enemy armor is actually super cringe. I don't really know how I feel about this. But then there's a few ways you can strip the armor faster. You know, you got bounce shots. You can use your standard landmines from the workshop. Like, as they're firing off, they're just taking off a piece of armor and that. So you kind of get used to it. And then you get to a point where, in the pursuit of power, that you actually need a lot more armor. And then that's when you can get into that overkilling problem that a lot of us run into. Alright, so there's 2 overcharges. Is that wave 1000? Whoa, we lost Black Hole there. What happened? No package. No packages. There'll be no packages if there's packages after boss, boys. How do we fudge that one up? Alright, I'll catch up with you guys soon. I'm just trying to keep a keen eye on how we're going for keeping these range at bay. Because the difference between my tower range line and the tower ranged line is real close. Yeah, get rid of those protectors. Vamonos. Vamonos. And our wall is holding off. Oh no, we lost the wall. The overcharge is taking all our shields, boys. You dog. Took all of them. Took all of them, you dog. Bad timing. I'm not sure how much further we can push out our range without running into the problem of protectors. The protectors are super RNG. Bro, have we had protectors like the last couple of tournaments? Or is that just me? Like, Uncle Fuds. Uncle Fuds. Alright, about to hit 1200. 12 hundo. The other thing, and that's annoying with the protectors, is it can pull those tanks in faster. I know you guys know, but there might be people that are coming up to this that might hit this up, and I don't know. Some of that stuff might be a bit useful when coming into what decisions they should be making. Bro, we're just tanking that overcharge like nothing, boys. Oh, he pulled the range in. He pulled the range in, you grubby man. Straight to 1300, is it, boys? Straight to 1300. Alright, look, he's pulling the range in like a grubby dog. Okay, so even at that range, we're running into a problem. Shit, what are we gonna do, boys? Maybe do I have to start putting an extra couple clicks into Black Hole? Is that a thing? But it's super annoying because heaps of the time we don't even run Black Hole. Alright, I've seen all I need to see. Don't show me no more. I don't need to see anymore. It's still, the protectors are still pulling those range in too close. This is a, like, not bad range though for orbs and for orbital augment. Whoa, 140Q. Did we roll a Death Defy? Alright, let's catch up with chat. Jen says happy birthday. Salute, my brother. I got into idle games a while ago. I don't know what kept me doing it, but I played the stupid mobile games where you just level up the coin multipliers. But I played so many like brain rot idle games on the phone. So many. Taylor says, good morning, birthday man. Cheers, big guy. Cheers, big guy. I'm probably a junkie just using idle games as a proxy. It's like, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like looking for an outlet, eh? Alright, so now we look like we're hoarding quite a bit of range. Now this is when we get into trouble, when there's a lot hoarding and then a protector comes in. And then a protector like just pulls them all in and then it's over. And it's just spray and pray, boys. Just relying on the chain lightning, hip firing out the back of the car. Steve says happy birthday. Cheers, big guy. Cheers. I'm old man. I'm an old man. I reckon the tower demographic is mid-30s. I think there's a good portion of it. I kind of put it into like generations, and I'd say the largest portion of the player base is millennials. You know, that have more disposable income. Millennials were right in the cusp of there was no technology, but then we grew and adapted fast when technology was introduced. So you kind of got the taste of, as a kid, grow up in the old world, and then as a tween and a teenager, grow up with being like at the forefront of technology. But I'd say like the younger crowd would be a lot smaller. Oh, we rolled a Death Defy, boys. We rolled a Death Defy. Taylor's pretty accurate. You just need to remember to turn Poison Swamp Stun on and off for tournaments and farm. Excel Daily, what's good? How'd your tourney go, bro? McChicken Joe, my man. Do not ban the Poison Swamp range. It has no negative side effects from how I farm. Do you use it for any damage? Like, do you have any damage invested into it? Or is it like, don't even bother unless you go for Poison Swamp Plus? And if you're gonna go for Poison Swamp Plus, don't do it at the moment, because it's not in the best place because of how slow it ticks on fleets. Like, I'm just in one of these like weird little modes where it's like, I don't really know what the hell to do from here. Like, there's plenty of things to do, but like I said, it's all about timing, eh? When is the best time to do XYZ? Where we get that that best ROI versus our time. Why does the black hole keep dropping? What is going on? Why am I missing so many package chances? Fucking check these cards, boys. I've got it equipped. Boys, I'm actually surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually surprised how last we're longing. How last we're longing. How long we're lasting. How last we're longing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, boys. Oh my gosh. I do turn off stun while farming. I turn on Poison Swamp Plus towards the end of the run if I'm paying attention. Oh, you got Poison Swamp Plus? But I'm not gonna lie, I want it so I can shred the tanks, eh? That's what I really want Poison Swamp Plus for. It's just to shred the hell out of the tanks. So this is a pretty good range as far as getting surrounded by tanks and that. Oh, did you see that? That protector just pulled a range right in. Alright, so I would say this is like kind of on the lucky side. We've had some bad luck when it comes to RNG with protectors. Like I know for sure right there was one, there was another one earlier, so that's at least twice. But there could have been a third. But we've also had good luck with rolling a couple Death Defies. So it's a little bit samey. You know, we've had a little bit of bad luck and a little bit of good luck. Look at the Temu. Little bit samey there, boys. So I would probably put this, for these settings, I'd probably put this on the better side for a run. And I don't feel like I need to run this exact same thing again. We'll just take it as like, okay, this is on the better side. Because look, we've Death Defied again, unless it's still the same Death Defy. So we'll put this in the good run. And then we'll test something else. We'll speed it up a little bit, boys. Speed it up a little bit. 5 out of 6 of the last tourneys have had Protector's Ultimate. Oh my gosh. What's Uncle Fudd's doing to us? Alright, let's look at this overcharge. Let's look at the health he's taking off. Nothing. Oh, what did he take? Nuck? He definitely had to get like a last shot off. But it's 2 cents or nothing, boys. So now we're just relying on to DP any protectors that come in. But Chicka Joe says happy birthday. Cheers, mate. Thanks, big guy. For our birthday, we got Chronofield. Oh, look at them. The tanks are coming. Oh, the protect. Look how much he pulled in. Look how much he pulled in. Alright, boys. If you see somebody you know, give them a shout out. Start at the top. Wiener. Bro, 100% Wiener is one of you guys. 10,000%, bro. 10,000% Wiener is one of you guys. Sorry, boys. Still tackling with a bit of a chest, eh? Like, it's been the last couple of weeks. Taylor's in the house. Alright, let's see how many campers we got. Hold your breath, boys. Alright. Broken. Okay, we should be okay there. This dude, we should be okay there. Oh, boys. I thought this said drop shotter. Bro, I was in Ryan's stream. And I know you fellas are old cunts. I was in Ryan's stream and I was like, I love jumping in Ryan's stream because you can like crack funnies and he knows how to take a joke. You know, he doesn't get his knickers in a twist. And I was like, 100%. When Ryan played Black Ops 2, he was an LSAT target finder guy. And Seven's like, oh, 1,000%. He was the riot shield guy in the corner with like a tactical. It's like, nah, he was a drop shotter. Ryan was a drop shotter if he was in Black Ops 2. Alright, boys. So what will we do as far as tweaks? Fujin, what's good, guys? If you haven't already, go check out Fujin's channel. Fujin's the man. Go check out his channel. Doug, oi bro, get out of my bracket. Doug Scott. Doug says get out of his bracket. What would be a Dougie? What would be a Dougie? What would be a Dougie, boys? One of these guys is Dougie. What do I want to change? Landmine stun, or inner landmine doesn't work against protectors, and protectors are the biggest problem. We could try something super cheeky. We'll try something super cheeky, eh? Let's try something super cheeky. Let's just go fuck it. We'll have a fuck it moment, boys. And we'll do this, and then I'll catch up on chat. I'll just get this. I think probably still having death penalties, probably the go. Let's unequip that. Let's get rid of this. And let's go this. And then let's go this. And let's just have a gamble, boys. Let's just have a gamble. Yes, fuck it, max it, who cares? Let's just have a gamble, boys. And let's push this range right out. And let's just... who cares? Let's just do it. Speed it up. Alright, back to you fellas. Back to you fellas. I've had Poison Swamp for about 7 months. I want it to be different. It's actually better now with the new Ren Labs. It's super effective against tank ultimate, especially in the higher waves. That's what I really want it for. Like, and I understand where people... let's say... what would we say it? I understand people's commentary when they say something like Poison Swamp Plus isn't any good because it's not doing enough damage to the fleets relative to XYZ, and fill the blanks with whatever you think that means. But then also on the other side of the coin, we also have to take into consideration that they have a pretty damn good investment into the Poison Swamp Plus. So they already have a pretty good investment into it. So the stuff that it's very useful against, Raise Ultimate, bosses, and Tank Ultimate, because of the way that the Poison Swamp works, those aren't really a problem. So the only thing that leaves a problem are fleets. But in my runs, for example, fleets aren't a problem. They've like never been a problem. It's whatever that introduction of their battle condition is always the problem for me. So it's always stupid things like Protector's Ultimate, Tank Ultimate, you know, like these dumb, annoying battle conditions. The next one in tier 19 is going to be Fast Ultimate. Like, these are all stupid and annoying things. But, like, if it's a tool that helps solve that, so then I can move on to what the next problem which should theoretically be fleets. Like, something's going to kill you at the end of the day, and you just have to accept that you're going to die to something. But I kind of see Poison Swamp as the tool against it. Like, my version of them improving Poison Swamp is the rate and how fast those ticks go. That's like all I can think of. Is like that tick rate will be a hell of a lot faster. What range is this? 160? I don't think I had much success last time we tried this versus Protector's Ultimate. Whoa, why is the cloud phone lagging, boys? Cloud phone does not like talking to Singapore at the moment. Maybe heaps of people in Singapore are logging on. I don't know. I don't know. Solve says, did 1100-ish? Damn, 1100's good. 1100 is good waves. I'm sure there's probably a few people in chat that that wish that they got 1100. I think this goes back to last stream that, like, I think quite often a lot of us when we play this game, we don't give ourselves enough of a pat on the back for like achievements that really, if we look back a few months, and you know, I kind of said like it's easy for me because I can just go into my video file to my progress updates, flick it like that, stop, watch a video, and then go, shit, I remember playing back then or whatever. Whereas like a lot of people, they obviously aren't recording heaps of stuff, but a lot of people are using Project Ren, so it's a good way for them to be able to see the curves and the graphs and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, man, 1100's good waves. PJC battle condition, ultimate weapon duration. Is that what it is? So that's why I'm not getting the black hole. I kept wondering why I was dropping. I was like, why is this dropping? It does actually make me think that I probably have to pick up the last couple seconds in the CF duration to polish it off at some stage. So I'm not relying on... I mean, at some stage we're going to convert to something different for farming. Like move away from Multiverse Nexus. And I'm thinking we do that in October, which is closer than we think. So we're July, August, October. From October onwards, I start working to convert my farming core modules into something else. Which obviously, boys, it's obviously DC as a main and then something else. But there's a lot of work that has to go into that. It's a lot easier said than done. There's a bit of RNG there too. And hopefully the new banner we get a couple copies of Dimension Core. But I'm assuming that the reason why we got a banner coming out is so that everybody burns through resources prior to version 29 coming. Because all the little Discord and Reddit Andes that cried that they wanted that 5x coin bonus. You wait, it's coming. Uncle Fuds is coming he's coming. Uncle Fuds is like the Reserve Bank governor. The governor of the Reserve Bank. When he sees there's inflation or hyperinflation, for example, an account like mine, in my farming tier, it's 3.8 times bonus, so it's not 4 times, it'll be closer to 2.8 times, so closer to 3x the coins. So whatever I'm farming, if I'm farming 90 or 100 Q an hour, take 2/3 of that away. That's what I would have originally been getting before the dissonance. So Uncle Fudd's like the Reserve Bank Commissioner or Governor. He's coming in to collect. Expect there to be some hefty prices to pay. Now, a lot of people won't feel that initial brunt because it's probably going to be for people in later stages of the game. But best believe it's coming, boys. Best believe a lot of power will be tied behind some really expensive stuff which is going to push people to wanting more economy. Because it's generally what happens. Every patch there's more stone sinks, more gem sinks, more coin sinks. It's a forever and a day game. Doug says I'm in there as Kevin. Let's look at Uncle Kev. Where's Uncle Kev? Hey, there's Uncle Kev. He's right here. Dougie Kevin. Dougie Kevin Scott. Let's get that. Bro, this is like lagging hard out. It's definitely the cloud phone. Because everything else on the PC is running fine. It happens every now and then, I've noticed. I did actually have to change my cloud phone because it wouldn't let me update to the latest version of the game. For some reason. So I had to get a new cloud phone. This new one seems to be running alright. Like, it's not... Sometimes it's hit and miss. Like, I've had a problem with the cloud phone. And then I've had to go, like, through 3 or 4 different cloud phones before I got one that wasn't playing up hard out. This one's alright. I just think it's more the communication to the server. And if I wanted to be really fancy for you guys for the visuals, I'd swap to an emulator so we get better graphics in the visuals. But historically, I've always found that no matter what emulator I use, the cloud phone always performs better. Even if it doesn't visually show it's performing better, it just performs better. The only thing from this dog battle condition is, only thing missing is fast ultimate. Imagine if Uncle Thruds threw fast ultimate. W in the chat for Wiener, McChicken says. Taylor says it's a bad bracket. Oh no, we got ourselves a bad bracket. 30 minutes for Chain Thunder. Oh, 30 minimum for Chain Thunder? 26? 30 minutes for Chain... so in half an hour's time, you get an extra level of Chain Thunder. Nice. Turn off Black Hole, get rid of G-Comp, put your project... Oh, did I change my triangles? I changed my triangles, eh? I did. So my text speed now is at 73. So that's up from 60 after I got the text speed mastery, which was like a fortnight ago, I think. I've just been letting it roll at 5x. It'll turn to my econ masteries. Wow, one of them's about to finish up in a few days. So like the massive coin increase. I tell you what, Taylor, here's one for you, big guy. And it super caught me off guard. So before I went to do those econ masteries, I crunched in my head that the final result, and there'll be like a little bit more above that number because you got to factor in over the course of a month while you're labbing this stuff, you're going to get like maybe a few clicks and enhancements, you might get some relics and all these sorts of things. So it's going to be slightly higher than what you predict. It's just the natural progression of the game. But I predicted that I was going to finish up at 90Q. I was going to finish up at 60Q or 62Q an hour from getting the econ masteries. I haven't even completed the econ masteries. And I did a run before this and I got 95Q an hour. And I remember when I said that I was going to do them and you said, man, you should really do them because you're going to get like 100Q an hour or something by the end of it. And I was like, hey, I only worked it out to be like 60. Bro, we're almost at 100Q an hour. We might get, when we finish the extra orb mastery, because the other one's almost finished, we might get 100Q an hour, which is absolutely wild to think about because it just completely blew my expectations out the window. I'm super stoked with that. Super stoked. Look at it, bro. It's not even tickling my wall. What is this madness? What is this madness? What did Uncle Fuds do to the overcharge? He's got to be planning something, eh? He's got to be... Uncle Fuds has got to be cooking something up. Get the protector. Oh, my shockwave, boys. Lucky. What is that? What is that? Alright, we hit Berserk. Right, so that overcharge took 1 energy shield. This one's taken... He's going to take the 2. Because he's got the on-death effect. Okay. Oh, look, 2 Protectors ultimate. Can we get him? Got him. Got him. Eagle6 says, good morning. Good morning, big guy. Eagle, was that you in the Glass Cannon Discord? Asking about, or like doing the conversion to Glass Cannon. I was having a read through it this afternoon, and it looked like it had your name on the Discord for the person asking the question. Definitely work on like your stun radius and stuff like that. Oh, bro, they are rubbish, eh? Look at this rubbish. Look, that was almost hit twice from them. He probably even did chip me. Like, this is ridiculous. Don't know what we're going to do about these protectors, boys. Just spray and pray, eh? So we're super dependent. It looks like we're super dependent that the protector's going to fall into the spotlight. So obviously more coverage is needed. See, look, that one deleted in like a blink because it fell in the spotlight. So the ones that fall in the gap, see this one's in the gap and he almost made it through until the spotlight brought him bright. Let's actually turn that shit on. Watch the protector versus the spotlight. And I'll catch up with you guys in a second. See, look at these guys. Look, he was outside of the spotlight. Whoa, what was that? Holy shit. They just ate that whole gap outside of the spotlight and didn't get into it. So that's the other big thing we have to factor in. More coverage. I mean, obviously there's a massive bucket list of stuff that we have to do. We rolled a Death Defy off it, so we've got to be happy with that. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys now. Go AD. What's your chain lightning damage look like? In here. So this is a, well, we'll wait for the Berserk to the thing. So it's 4.90 with Berserk, but once Berserk runs out, we'll be able to have a look at what the standard. Poison Swamp has no issue with fleets. Now that they move into range, they are affected by Swamp Rends. You probably could technically apply Rends when they're on the outside, eh? But I suppose it's one of those things where a lot of players devo off a lot of things with bounce shots and that. So I suppose you're not applying Rend so fast. I'm not necessarily recommending Poison Swamp, probably better options, but it's not terrible as some say. Yeah, it's good hearing from people that have like experiment with the tools. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we're supposed to have everything. We're supposed to have everything and every stats to matter. So it's not a problem about not getting everything. The problem is the timing in which to get everything. And especially because everything's so expensive now. Like, every tool's expensive. Alright, we got super lucky with that protector. Okay, so this is the standard chain lightning damage. About 79s. Actually, what we're going to do, boys... Because see how there was all those tanks on the outside and then they all turned into tank ultimate? Is that a good or a bad thing? Alright, let's see what this overcharge is doing. We've got 100 T on the wall. We got another hit. So we're out regenning his hits. And then he's dead. What the fuck? So obviously, like, later in the game, he's going to hang around a hell of a lot longer because they've got so much health. But in the current stage of the game we're at, we can do a pretty good job at tanking him. Alright, get the protector. Whoa, what was that? So pretty much going to get the same as what we got last time. Get those protectors before they go ultimate. Come on, little tower. You got this. You got this, little tower. Oh, we didn't get that. We didn't get that shockwave out fast enough. Yeah, basically the same waves. Good RNG on this run, good RNG on the last run. Can't complain. Can't complain, can't complain, can't complain. Last tourney, 1981. Now only 1100-ish, is quite a drop. Yeah, there's no ultimates in the last one though. I wouldn't really count the last... I count it... I definitely count it as PBs, but... that was probably like super favorable conditions for every player. I think most people got PBs in that last tourney. Like, all you need is perma black hole, and then there's no the main battle conditions no longer a threat. Doug / Scott / Kevin says, I'll run again. That was my farming setup. Expiry. What's good, my man? What's good? Please give this man a like, guys. Good looking out, Spari. Richard's in the house. Good luck with your tourney. Cheers, bro. Doing the same as Doug just to see how my farming build gets this tourney. PJ's going for rank 1s and farming builds. Oh my gosh. Doug says his attack speed's 151. Holy shit. Is that without restorative? Bro, if that is without restorative, that is yoked. That's wild. Oh, slightly better in this run. Who cares, eh? Just let it play. Just let it play, big guy. Expiry says you stream it later. What are you talking about, Expiry? Are you talking about streaming on YouTube or streaming like in VC? Taylor says, I'm just ahead of you, and that's the kind of boost I got. It'll keep going too. I'm glad it played out well. I'm thinking in version 29 there's going to be either an adjustment to Poison Swamp or an adjustment to Smart Missiles, or both. And I feel like it's going to be through module. That's what I feel like. I feel like there's going to be a rework to Havoc Bringer or some sort of lab to make Poison Swamp tick faster. Or there's going to be... I reckon there will be a Poison Swamp range slider come out as well. So you can leave the stun on and just shrink the range right down. I also think... I think everybody's hopeful that Smart Missiles will get a rework, just because it just looks cool. And there's a lot of people that have historically invested in it, and the stones in it have been dormant for years. It's just doing nothing. So they got a choice of going even hammer into it, or just letting it sit there and rot. Move your orbs to the outer line. Range enemies are outside your... I don't think I can trim them with orbs, can I? I'm using it at the moment for the tanks, just to borb them. Like this, the stun, they're coming in, tapping the stun, and then the orbs are just sitting on them. Alright, here comes the Protector. Is this the run ender? There it is. It's the... Ah. Ah. I did 1100ers. I'm going to try in 20 minutes. Good luck on your next run, big guy. Move extra orbs to the outside range. I don't think anything on the outside range is a threat. The only thing that would be a threat is trimming the tanks before they come tank ultimate. It's just the Protectors that are the threat. There's nothing else as a threat at the moment. Boom. Got him. Super Rush for EHP. Clouded does more constant with the damage. Blitz, what's good? What's good, fam? How are you this evening or morning? Alright, okay, so we've pretty much run out of damage now. We don't have enough to sustain now. What is this at? 32 AA? Bro, what was the timing of the invincible wall, boys? What was the timing of the invincible wall? Alright, the boss is now the threats. Got him. Alright, here comes the Protector. He took it. There we go, boys. Run in the... Run in the... HPing to get... Oh, hoping to get top 10 today? Easy bracket. Congratulations, big guy. Maybe he doesn't want to play with the spells on stream, but his orb should be moved. Nah, they're fine there. Nothing else is a problem. What I will do, though, is I want to get rid of Ab, and I'll put in this. See if I'm missing anything else. Okay, let's go with... Go AD. What is this? Why is that on? Hold on a minute. What is going on, boys? Oh, it's for the levels. I was like, what the fuck is that? It just look weird. Alright, let's do another run. I don't know if we're going to get as good RNG as that run. That was some pretty crazy RNG, boys. Speed it up. So Taylor, do you use the AoE mastery? Like, do you have that so you've got like a even bigger poison swamp in Tawny? Doug says, I move you down in rank. You're welcome. Cheers, big guy. Zorg, what's good? My last tourney was the same as this one. I come to get over 2,000 waves. Isn't somewhere around that 2,000 mark? Isn't that when this thing kicks in? This overheat? Or this decay? What's this one? More fleets. What's this say? Additional elite spawns every 5,000 waves. More elites. Suppose at that level they're not really. Damage decay. Oh shit, this kicks in at wave 1500? I thought that kicked in at 2000. So is it just your like total pool of like damage or your decay just decreases so much? Like 28 levels every 10 waves is 280 levels. 280 times 5. That's a lot of levels in the workshop to decay down. Like, is that what the breakpoint is for you? I suppose at some stage in the game that's something we have to factor in. I didn't know it clicked in that fast. I thought it was at like 2000. That's wild. So it's just the more elites. So depending on the battle condition will depend on if fleets are a problem, like say Ray Ultimate or something like that. I suppose at wave 2000 there's so many things that are a problem. Like you've had what, 1,000, so 3, 6. So you've had 1,500 levels thereabouts taken out of your workshop. That's a lot of levels. Especially when a lot of the damage or anything in here is so heavy backloaded on the back end of these workshop levels that losing, by wave 2000, losing like 1,500 of these levels is pretty fucking brutal. I mean, it's an interesting way to like get people, I don't know, to end the runs faster, just to end them faster for ending faster's sake. But I mean, I'd say over the years, and definitely in the last year and a half, there's been too many band-aids for tournament. And I suppose it's to buy them time to figure out what they really want to do with them. But this time round with V29, hopefully they come up with something that's like got more legs. You know, they're going. There's going to be probably quite a few upset people if it doesn't. I mean, especially if you make a big claim like, "Oh, we're going to make keys more accessible." I think a lot of people in their minds will paint that as something that it's not. Like, the reality is, the game's a pay-to-win game. And there has to be stuff gated behind paying to win. So, yeah, it's a really hard one. It's hard to know if they'll nail it. I mean, even if they don't, it's not like a bunch of people will go anywhere. But it's just more like for the overall health of the game. Yeah, for the overall health of the game, I hope they use their noggins. But I think everybody that got pulled into the creator thing, the expansion of adding in more people that create content for the tower, that stuff starts going live next week. So they're pulling us all together. Pulling us all together, boys, for a big circle jerk. So we can all sit there like that. Grab his one. Grab his one. Oh, everyone's just going like that. That'll be cool. You guys know all the guys. I know all the guys. The guys know all the guys. And we all know Cousin Sam. So it'll be good. It'll be good. And I think, like, for the most part, because you guys know a bunch of us, you know, like, a lot of us have the overall health or the best intentions of the game at heart. And there's a lot of varied people from varied positions in the game enough that have enough to share their experience. There's also a lot of people with very strong opinions in there. So, depending on how they, you know, communicate things to us and stuff like that. But, you know, rest assured, gentlemen, is all I'm saying. Is there's enough of us that have the best interests at heart. You need some luck to catch protectors in Black Hole with ultimate weapon down. I forgot that it was, well, to be honest, I won't say I forgot because I didn't even see it. I just looked at the first couple and went, ah, well, there we go. A Havoc Bringer buff would be fun. I reckon a Havoc Bringer buff is coming. Change. They'll make a change to it to make poisons. It's the most cheapest way, or the fastest way, to make any improvements to Poison Swamp. Which is just Poison Swamp doesn't tick fast enough. It just can't get off enough hits. Like, I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but for the sheer amount of stones you have to put into it, it just needs to tick faster. That's all it needs to do. If it ticks faster, it'll be a game changer. If it ticks fasterer, then I'll go for a Poison Swamp build. Like, all in. If not, I'm not really too sure what to do. Because I'll be knocking on the door. Next year, 2027, I'll be knocking on the door to add in a second damage dealer. So, I need to pick one. But I don't know which one to pick. I don't really want to go the Inner Landmine Plus route. I did originally. What the fuck was that? I did originally want to go the Inner Landmine route. But that was like a long time ago. That was like when version 27 first came out. But like now I don't want to. I want to go the OA route. So it has to, if I go in the OA route, it has to be Poison Swamp or it has to be Smart Missile as a second damage dealer. But at the end of the day, if nothing's done, it's just gonna have to be in a landmine. Like I'm not gonna cut my dick off so I can see my balls harder. And I'll be like, you know what? You know what I woke up thinking today? I want to see my balls more. So let's cut off my dick so I can see them harder. But I think that's like anything in this game. Likely some new mods are incoming. We've had new ones in version 27, none in version 28, so version 29 is due for some. I think so too. I think some new modules will come, or there's something tied up with gems for the reason why they want us to burn through all our gems. Alright, Shockwave is up. I hope All Clouded doesn't check the ranking again. Oh, wait, I haven't even checked it. Let's have a look-see. Oh, I'll turn it down so we don't get chipped. Oh, yeah, that doesn't count. Look at that. You can't... If you're getting almost 2,000 waves, do not compare yourself to me. It is apples and oranges, my friend. It is apples and oranges. Oh, too protected. Oh, look at that. Light work. Alright, let's speed it up. I stream Tawny on YouTube and Twitch. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, my friends. Official? Bro, you do too. Hold on, let's turn that alarm bell on. Bro, I don't even know. So, are you gonna stream later on? Oh, bro, you do heaps. Bro, where have I been, bro? I don't even know. Definitely checking it out. There we go, boys. Go check out Expiry's channel. Same as the name and the handle. I don't know if you can click on his name in chat. Don't know if you can click on his name in chat and then follow it or whatever. Don't know if YouTube works like that, but go check it out. Go check it out, boys. Anyone else having issues with charging Berserk with overcharge change? Oh, it's not doing it? Right, so that's the double overcharge wave. JR, what's good? What's good? How's work? Did you just finish? How's it all going? Yeah, it's going good. We're just testing out a couple different things. Couple minor tweaks. We've had a couple lucky runs, so it's kind of one of those ones where it's like, not going to go too deep into it. Just going to let it roll. Just let it roll. Taylor says he doesn't have that mastery. That's referring to the AoE mastery. But there's several I'd like, but I'd have trouble saving the 750 stones. I keep getting assist upgrades. Makes sense. Those things are thirsty, bro. Like, when I go for a different farming course setup, like, I think it's like 6,000 stones I need, which is like, that's a couple months. That's why I'm kind of timing, like, let's get what we can until October, and then after October, start working week on week the conversion towards moving to a different core setup. So it's super expensive. Super expensive. Nemu says, how's cannon and core multiplier fishing looking these days? I haven't put stones into them, but what I am going to do is start the labs up again. I've kind of just this week I was supposed to be doing labs, but I got stuck in doing like workshop stuff. But at the moment, I'll just do this. At the moment, it is looking like that. So I'm going to go back to labbing. So I'm probably going to lab these 4. Just slot all of these ones in and just let them roll, because we're making enough coins now that we should be able to perma-lab these for a while. And they're very long labs. That'll just use all our coins, so no coins will go to anything else. But we should be making enough that we should be able to perm all of those, which will be good. Wow, that was some crazy RNG there, boys. Oh, we rolled a Death-Defy off that clusterfuck that just happened. Enough to keep us in intro sprint. Silk says, 1950, I lose about 1500 attack levels, so Pulsar Harvest is really needed. Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. As some bigger players say, the most stats are from level 5 to 6k, and those are what the overheat takes. Why am I getting tongue twisted? Gets taken first. How stink is it to spend thousands of gems just to get told after the module banner? Bro, like, there was a little piece of me inside my heart that was like, damn. Module banner, I could have saved all those thousands. And then another piece of me was like, nah, you know what? Like, I know why I spent all my gems. Like, just because I felt like it. And, like, I'm fine with it. It's like, is what it is. I felt like doing it. You know, if I used my brain. I ran with emotion and just burnt through all my gems. Just burnt through all my gems. Just doing like who cares. I think they'll introduce a new tourney this league with new premium currency, thus making Legends and Keys more accessible. That's how I feel. I feel like there's another currency coming. That's like exactly how I feel. The main Discord's very toxic sometimes. Yeah, bro. 100%. Alright, stole my demon mode at 1411. I usually get at least 50 ticks on bosses before they even get to the tower range. Is that in farming or tournament? Is that in farming? What range are you farming at? Cutting the penile off to see the balls harder. Bro, but am I wrong though, eh? It's like, you know what? Fuck. I just gotta cut my dick off so I can see my balls even better. Like, that is wild work. That's sometimes like how I think when like I see like the way people do some stuff. I'm just like, oh, just completely refusing. Old lad is just completely refusing something. It might be even faster if bosses don't seem to take 8 seconds to reach the range. Doug says, poor Kiwi. Okay, the Wiener farming build got 22. Oh, I knew, bro. I'm not gonna lie, PJ. I knew you were gonna be Wiener. I knew it in my heart. I was like thinking, 100%. Peter's changed his name to Wiener. Vlad says you're muted. AFK says he's at 2200 waves this tourney. Damn. How's your bracket looking, AFK? Had almost the whole week off. Quiet work at week. Quiet work at week. Quiet week at work. Rest in peace by fireman runs to those work days. Xenomorph says, yo, you're as cold where you are as up here in Auckland. Are you in Auckland, bro? Bro, it's freezing down here, G. Bro, it's so cold. Bro, I took Macho Man for a walk. My cheeks were just like, bro, they were just done, eh? I was so cold. And I got like, I get like real bad earaches when it's cold. Like, haven't really figured out like what's the reason for it. But I think it's actually from work. Like all the ventilation and the fans and shit. And just years in the production line. I think it's like fucked my ears. Damn, didn't know you were in Auckland, Xenomorph. Eagle 6. Any tips for Glass Cannon Farm, or did I miss them further up? I did a little scan. I think there's probably definitely a few things that like you could look over. Like what's probably best is like, because it's quite a generic question, like relative to, I don't know, everybody's tower is different. That probably the best way is just a vid call. Like you could just like hit me up in a vid call or something like that, and we could definitely have a look. Damn, I rolled a Death Defy on that too. Alright. I don't really know if there's anything else we can try, eh? Like, I think, like, the only thing we could try is RB. But outside of that, like, boys, like, what else are we trying to achieve? There's, like, because there's so much RNG around Protector's Ultimate that, I don't know, fam. I don't know, fam. Like, we'll just give it a nudge, because he's all here. But outside of that, I don't know, boys. I think we just take what we got and be happy with it. Like, more RB means more chain lightnings, really. That's pretty much it. I mean, I do have a little cheeky way that we can get perma black hole. But we're going to lose so much damage, it's going to be rude as. It might be something that you guys might want to try if you don't already know, but it's like the oldest trick in the book. So this is what I'm planning to do once I move away from MVN on farm, is you just use your MVN. I've used this like tons of times when doing milestones a long time ago, before I had CF and stuff. And then you just turn off your death wave and turn off your GT, and then it just does the 10 seconds off the black hole. So that takes it down to the cooldown down to 40 seconds, and then the battle condition only affects the duration, but you gain that extra 10 seconds back. So that, accompanied with G-Comp, should give you a perma black hole. I mean, we could try that, but like, and then we could just put DC as assist and go perma black hole, and then just try to eliminate the RNG on the protectors. But then we put ourselves in a whole bunch of other problems. And I don't really know if I could be bothered doing that. I feel like I'm just gonna roll with it. Just take the wins with the wins and the losses with the losses. The first +5 levels of all assist labs are really cheap. Can gem those labs. I wish I had some saved now. There's probably a lot of people that are wishing that they had a lot more gems saved. I bet there's probably a whole bunch of people that wish they saved up the gems. If they add new keys, I'd imagine they'd be usable on the old and the new vault. I wonder what they'll do with the new vault, eh? You can't not roll the lucky banner. It's just good time to add some extra stars. 100%. 100%. I really wish I didn't 5-star my Harmony Conductor. Kind of annoys me that I did. All they need to do is add extra levels to the vault and increase how many keys it takes to get those levels based on the top earning rate. Makes sense. Gotta find the new bracket. This one sucks. In farming, Poison Swamp fills the whole screen. In tourneys, if bots get stunned on the swamp, it'll take 30 ticks for the average of the stun. Because the stun's like 10 seconds, eh? It's actually a really large stun on the Poison Swamp. Xenomorph says, yeah bro, Auckland based. Freezing my nuts off here at the moment. Did you guys get smashed by the storm that was around? We were like in this little pocket where it dodged, the storm dodged us like hard out. But what it did do is everywhere we buy our stock so that we can unalive sheep, all of those areas were all cut off from flooding. And it's just like ratchet. Mr. Flipster's in the house. Bro, your progress video that you put up today was super choice, bro. I like the way you made that. Just all the graphics and everything. It's a testament to your creativity. You know, one's like videos that I put out, I just talk. You know, but like you've been able to really express and get your you know, your creator hat on. It's real choice. I like seeing them. AFK's got 2 big dogs in his bracket. 2,900 and 2,800. Holy moly. June says, do you have rare package chance card equipped if you're running AB? I do. I actually thought I didn't earlier, but I do. Attack speed is at, looks like when it goes off, 110. You'll have Ancestral Project funding with the Lucker banner, I'm sure. That'll be a nice boost. Oh, bro, I just want it for the Ancestral rolls as well. Like, bro, it's so annoying, bro. Like, honestly. But I want it for Dissonance runs as well. I did do a little bit of an adjustment to my Dissonance, and I went back to using Package. And I definitely think, for me, Package is the go. Like, you can get a pretty big overheal. I still don't have anywhere near enough HP. So what I am going to do is slot in just basic HP labs and the package labs. This one's almost finished. After this level, I think I've got one more level and then it'll be in sync. And then I'll move on to the duration, and then after duration I'll move on to the Flamebot lab. And then after the Flamebot lab, we might be able to finally move on to something else in that slot. I just thought it would be a good time to just do all the labs. Just get them all over and done with. Even though it's like a lab slot taken up to pretty much be useless for me at the moment, eventually it'll pay itself off. For me, G-Comp is essential with these battle conditions. JR says 100%. Bro had 20,000 gems rushing labs towards each level. Oh no, and then he got nothing from it, and then they released the module banner. It feels criminal when it happens, but I mean, I don't know, yeah. It's one of those ones where it's like, we all know where this is going. You know, prior to our update, there's definitely something coming up. New modules will be cool, even if it dilutes the pool. That's what it is. I hate the RNG and the module system, but I also love modules, like the whole thing around them. It's like the equivalent, I think I've said it before, for me it's like the equivalent in an MMO or ARPG of your character's armor or whatever. Like, that's how I always view it. Taylor says, your vids never popped up in my feed. I'll check them out. Guys, I'm sure you guys all know, but if you don't know, go check out Mr. Flipsters. I watch every single video. I love it. I love his content. Spyro says there's so many labs to do. I feel you, bro. Like, I've got so many core labs that I need to polish off. But I think next week, I'll probably spend a couple weeks focusing on labs. We're just deciding on where's the next adventure for stones. I don't know where the next adventure is. My brain's leading to Poison Swamp. I don't know if my heart's sold on it yet. But I think, like, I'll just thank myself later. Just from having a extra layer of crowd control. And then maybe moving to Harmony Conductor Assist for a chance to miss. I think just all of it, just stacking chances to miss and adding more crowd, like just more crowd control is probably a smart move, I think. And if not, at some stage we have to get it, and if it's not the right time to get it, then, you know, we'll take a gamble to say, hey, look, this is probably the right time to get it, and if it's not the right time to get it, then it is what it is. It's funny. It's funny. If we screw it up and we make the wrong decision, boys, it's funny. Who cares? Who cares? It's just the game. We'll take a gamble and then just see if it pays off. I can't see a reason why it wouldn't pay off. I'm just hyper aware that 3,500 stones is a lot of stones. Especially if we're not going to use it as a damage dealer as well. Unless something changes in version 29. If something changes in version 29, then maybe it can become a second damage dealer as well. And then we'll just have added layers of damage, CC, all that sort of stuff. And some stage I need to get the EHP masteries too. I'm really trying to think like when to slot those in. Just for easier dissonance, or the other way is around that would be to have a lot more econ and get a lot more health from the workshop. There's a lot of things I've got to do, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I'm definitely not complaining about it. Like, I'm happy that there's a lot of things to do. That's why I play this game. Because there's content for years and years and years to come. Like, the game will die before a majority of us here tonight to now even get close to getting to the top of this game. The game will be dead by then. Servers will be turned off, and this will all just be a memory of a time when we all were stuck there killing shapes. But not anytime soon, boys. Not anytime soon. Alright, I think we're coming up to the double overcharge. I'm not sure if I like the death ray on. Like, I'm thinking I want more mobs on the screen. For more chains flying out there. I'm not really too sure how I feel about having the death ray on. You'll need to max most bot labs soon enough when you get presets. Oh, I did have a question about you with presets. What was it? I was actually thinking about it just before the stream. Oh, that was it. That was it. So, when it comes to bot presets, Taylor, you know so you can only respec once an event or something? When you get bot presets, can you respec more frequently than that? And I kind of asked in a way that, let's say you want to experiment with something and you're like, oh, I'm going to pull metals out of this, put it into this, put it into this, and this is going to be my farming setup. But then you look at it and you're like, oh, no, I actually don't like that. That didn't work out well for me. Can you respec like multiple times? I don't know how we got away with those protectors, boys. We haven't lost the wall yet. Like, or is it still limited to once an event? So you still have to be like mindful when you're respecking your bots. It's been a while since we got the last modules. What was the last ones? Was the last ones restorative bonus? Or shrink ray, maybe? Ah, I stole my energy shields. Guess what? After we spend all the gems on the new banner this Tuesday, after the lab speeds and the coins earn relics for gems for purchases. Oh yeah, that's right. There's still relics and stuff as well, eh? Gotta work now. Good luck with your reruns. Expiry. Thanks for stopping by. And I'm definitely gonna go check out your stuff. Definitely gonna check out your stuff. I didn't even know you were uploading. You can respec whenever you want, 100 times in a row, and it's all for free. Gents. Can't wait. One day we'll be there. One day we'll be there. Super looking forward to that. Bro, get the sab off you. Oh, did he take my chain lightning? Bro, what was that? It was just on there too long, boys. Presets remove the limitation, and you can do it as many times as you want outside of runs. That's crazy. Okay, I'm coming, Clouded. I'm coming to steal keys from the damaged guys. Yeah, bro, go give them hell. Go kick their ass. Unlimited respecs. Oh, boys. Bro, that sounds... I reckon they're going to do Guardian respecs, eh? I reckon they're going to do it. Guardian respecs will be absolutely wild. Or Guardian presets. That'll be crazy. The keys equal chicks. I'm stealing the chicks. What you gonna do? There's 3 preset slots. I have one for farm, one for tourney, and one for experimenting. So when you do the respec, or even in the workshop presets, when you click respec, does it respect all of the tabs that you've done, or just the specific tab that you're looking on? So that's another question that I have. Has seen this tourney? Yeah, we've had some pretty good RNG though. And like, as much as I like when I get some good RNG, I also like, it's hard when I'm trying to gauge how something's going. What the fuck just happened there, boys? Look at that. I'm just smothered. I'm smothered by tanks, ultimate, that have infinite health. Look at them. They just got infinite health. What? What the hell just happened there, boys? They were in their ultimate form for so long just then. Alright, this is about to run out. Look, too much attack speed, the game can't even render it. Oh, last one we had... Oh, what did we change? We changed to Restorative, eh? And last one we had Pulsar. And it seemed like Pulsar was doing a really good job. Like, they both have their pros and cons, obviously. Graham says, what's up? What's up? What's up? Soul says, I want Guardian presets for keys as well, bro. It'll just be so much fun. Like, being able to switch things around and have farming ones and all that sort of stuff. Alright, here he comes, the run killer. Here comes the protector. Gone. He fell into the spotlight. I do not have workshop presets yet, but you get 5 and you can set them how you want. If you respec, it only respecs the current slot you're on. Oh, how good is that? That's so good. 5 presets, man. I'd have a farming one, tournament one, and then a test one, and then I suppose like 2 dissonance ones, maybe. Like card presets, presets, but for bots. Oh man, is that all the good stuff we get to look forward to? Boom. Death-defied on him. Still stole my nuke. 367. What does that take that to? Was it 4-0? We need an elite to spawn. No elites want to spawn. Oh, there it is. 4-0. I found over countless tournaments that Perma Black Hole performs better for me than Restorative Bonus. This is with Chain Lightning as my main damage source. Yeah, I think I got over 1400 the last time as well. I had a real good RNG that last run. So I don't know. Restorative Bonus seems to have done good and bad in its own way versus the Pulsar Harvester, but it's all very samey, eh? It's all, I'll put it this way, it's all the same holes in the build that need to be plugged. So kind of all the setups have kind of all performed very same. Like nothing's been dramatic. Not like the last tourney when we dropped our main damage sources and then just went Perma Black Hole and got like hundreds more waves. It's not, it doesn't seem to be one of these tourneys. It just seems like everything's kind of a problem. You know, it's all the same holes in the build that need to be plugged. Doug says bot presets will change your life. I can imagine. I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited for it. I'm excited. The most thing that I'm excited for is Gem Stacker and what was the other one? Workshop presets. Workshop presets is the thing that I've been most excited for ages. Alright, 1443. That's enough, boys. That's enough. That has a good enough gap between me and the guy under me that I should be happy with him if he's doing a rerun. I don't think anybody down here camping. I think everybody's kind of run. So we just kind of take that. We just take that as for taking its sake. So let's actually do this properly so we don't forget. Yep, that's proper. It's proper. We do that. We go here. We do this. We do this and that, this and that. And then we come here. Unlock that. Lock you. Lock you. That stays locked. This locks. Change our modules. What's going on here? Yeah, when I did my last dissonance run for the attack tab, I just put this in the main slot. What I really want is 201, and I'll probably put like defense on the other side. And I just went for a package, and I don't know, I got, oh, we could probably have a look, because I actually can't remember what the fuck I got. 792, and that was only originally at like 100 and something. And that is with this much health. So a lot more wiggle room here. And a lot more wiggle room there. What's 10 levels worth? 26 little Q. So that's like, I don't know, 15 minutes of farming to get 10 levels. So there's a lot more wiggle room there. My HP lab is very light. Where is it? It's very light, so we got a lot more room left in there. I don't know if I'll go into the wall, because if I go the wall route, like Sharp Fortitude, I think there's a lot more investment. And it's not to say that I won't do that at a certain stage. It's just, this isn't the stage to do that for me. Not yet. I think the most pressing thing is the amount of investment I have to put into converting over to a different core to farm. It's a very expensive adventure. I'm going to try to maintain as much self-control as I can, and I'm just going to do it and not cry about it. But I'm pretty sure it's like 6,500 stones. It's a huge investment, but it has to be done at some stage. And I think I'm in the ballpark of like what Peter was saying when we were talking about it, that, you know, some stage I have to decide when that I want to do the conversion, and it just is what it is, you know. It's kind of like it is what it is. And the, like a lot of things in this game, like GT Plus is a, or Ultimate Weapon Plus is a prime example, trying not to stall things for too long, because there's like a big thing that you have to do. And it's one of those situations. It's a big investment that we have to do, but we're just going to have to eventually do it. Now, the only thing I can think of is I need to turn my black hole on. I need to turn the stun off. And then we restart the run to get back into sync. Adjust our, get our speed up. Adjust our target priority. Get rid of that. Put fast up. And now we are away. Orbs. And now we're away, boys. And then no doubt, when the intro sprint stops and I go, why are my coins tanked? I've probably forgotten something. That's generally what happens in this after each story. Looks like a PB. Is that a PB? What did I get? 1443, 1498. That's the highest I've gotten. Closest I've gotten. Oh shit. Bro, that's way higher than anything that I've gotten. 1398 was my highest. So 100 waves on my highest, which was 5 weeks ago. Is that 5 weeks? Give or take. Shit. That's a big jump. It's a big jump, boys. Oh, who was in here? Wiener. Let's see how Wiener's getting on in this farming build. Wiener's in his farming build. Look, Wiener's gonna be pissed that these guys tried. So now Wiener's gonna have to run it again without his farming build on. Gilly. Whoa, whoa, look at Gilly. Gilly the kid. But yeah, we've had a pretty damn good week. But I think if anybody tuned in a bit later, the main thing we're talking about is where to from here. I'm in a where to from here, and generally when I get into a where to from here, I get into my inner zone. I zone out. I get the line down the ball-head like the Avatar. I get my piccolo on. Boys. I get my piccolo on, and I sit there and I lock in and I focus, and then I eventually come up with something in my brain, and then rock with that. And I'm kind of pretty much there. That Poison Swamp is the next thing, because I feel like CC is the route that we need to now go down. Makes the most sense for me. The only thing that will stop me going down that route is if something else screams out to me. Because there's probably been a few instances, namely around masteries, where I've left low-hanging fruit that I probably should have picked up earlier, but it wasn't until I got the stuff that I realized the effects of it. And there probably could have been stages where I got stuff earlier. But we need to do something to fill the gap to October. October to the new year. Focus on changing the core. Coming into the new year, go back to econ, and then go back to tournament stuff. That's kind of where my brain's going. So if that window... So I took a pause from tournament stuff, because this window we're about to go into is probably, let's say, a 6 to 8 month window. And I wanted at least the amount of econ we were getting, if it was to take a pause for 6 to 8 months, is ridiculous. I couldn't even afford at this stage the current level of modules that I had. I'm definitely not going to afford the next stages we're about to go into. So it's like, okay, let's take a pause from tournament stuff for a couple months. Let's get some type of economy going, and then let's go back. And then now here we are in the crossroads, getting into our inner zen, getting into our last airbender, start cutting shapes, all that Naruto shit, and then gear up for the next phase. And then in there's going to be version 29 and possibly version 30, and we're going to have to contend with whatever changes are there. But we've been punching above our weight for a while here, boys. We've been punching above our weight, and we need to catch up on, I want to say, like the foundation. We still need to work on the foundation before we move on to new stuff. So we're playing quite a bit of catch up here, boys. Sol says 16 keys away from bot presets, bro. That's so close, bro. That's so close. Taylor says, in reality, attack speed shown is not what you get. 43 attack speed equals 16. Every 1 attack speed adds 0.375. It's weird scaling before 43. Buzzy. Uncle Fuds. I believe whole numbers are breakpoints, so you can figure out where you want the speed to be for the best benefit. I think over the last few patches, they talked about fixing the summon chip and Goldbot sync. I suppose stuff like that, I haven't really noticed because I just have my maxed. But I can imagine if people are running it at a sync, it would be extremely frustrating. Frustrating to the point where it's almost like not bothering with a sync, coming up with a little formula of where you want it, and then just like going on to something else. But I remember it used to frustrate me when there was that bug where you like log out and log in and that sort of stuff, and it would like mess up the sync. And that used to frustrate the hell out of me. Something's not right here. Something not right? No, it looks alright. Maybe it's just my eyes. Maybe it's this old man's eyes. If the game crashes and I restart, I still got to manually sync and slow way down for the summon timing. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Didn't take long for 1400 waves. Yeah, wow. I mean, it's definitely caught me off guard. Definitely caught me off guard. So, Taylor says, sorry I knocked you down. Blame Kevin. We'll blame Kevin Scott. Kevin Doug Scott. Who's Doug Scott? How are you Doug Scott and then your alter ego name is Kevin? Looks like I'll be getting a spanking from Daddy next tourney. Bro, did you get into Legends Daily? Bro, did you get Daily? Let us know where you're at. Did you get your... Is this your first time hitting Legends after this bracket? What'd you get? How many waves? What are we talking? What are we talking? Bro, hitting Legends... Hitting Legends is wild, bro. Because we were not that long ago, and then our main focus was trying to stay into champs. So if we're going from trying to stay into champs, now we're at the top end of champs. You're in a really good spot now for Stone Economy. Like, it's a massive improvement over the Stone Economy that you get from Platinum. I'm stoked for you, bro. That is wild. That is wild, my guy. And the good thing is, as annoying as it is to bounce in between champs and legends, the good thing is that when you do your legends run, it's really fast. So when you get to the yo-yo stage, I used to set up so my champs run will be on the weekends, and then my legends run will be on the run during the week, so that it'll be a fast tournament during the week, and then I can just get back to farming. And then on the weekend, when there's a little bit more flexibility around your sleep times and that's when I'll do my champion run. JR says, nice one, Excel. Bro, that's wild. That is actually wild, bro. Mind you, the last bracket you did, you were only like 40 waves off. But that's right where you want to be. You want to be right at the top of champs. Like, you're in a very healthy window if you're right at the top of champs. 1,500 waves. Guys below me appear as weak as Wiener. Currently in third. Was the difference having the ohm chip assist? Because that's the main thing that's changed, you unlocked assist mods. That's why I said, as soon as you unlocked assist mods, I was like, fuck the triangle, go for core. I don't know why people say go triangle. Bro, core dominates. Like, you're going to get more econ anyway, because you're going to survive longer. Like, I mean, I know it's all relative to builds and that, but everybody that's asked me, and they've gone like, hey, I just unlocked this, should I go triangle or core? I always say core first. And every single person that's gotten core first have gone, thank you for the recommendation. Bro, this is my tournaments jumped, my farming jumped. And I don't think you're going to get that jump from the triangle. You're going to get like a nice little econ boost, but it's very minor relative to where you are. Like, someone like me, if I took my triangle off, it'll be a massive econ drop. And someone that's much higher than me, if they take the triangle off, it's going to be a massive, it's going to be a crazy econ drop for them. But somebody who's just unlocked assist mods, the build's not in a position where it's that strong. Like where you're that dependent on all the pieces working towards together. So it's like, bro, go core assist, slam DC in there, and it's game over. It's like going from the hip fire to eyes, to eyes, boys. It's like going from the hip fire, shooting like that. The chain lightning's just shooting like that. It's got no idea what it's doing, to actually running up and drilling them down. It's going from like, it turns your chain lightning going from like a Chicago street shooter to like some SAS operative. And actually chain lightning actually knows its purpose. JR says, although the last 6 to 7 tourneys I've been lucky to stay in champs consistently. That's where you want to be, bro. That's exactly where you want to be. Staying in those champs. And getting to there as fast as possible. And then just holding that position. And polishing up the builds. Like, there's 100 ways to skin a cat. That's just always my recommendation. Especially for people that are low spenders or no spenders. For people that are spenders, it doesn't matter. They can just play the game how they want to play. Because those earlier stages, they just whiz past everything. Their limitation are their labs. Because the acceleration in their growth is outpacing their labs by magnitudes. PJ's putting a sad face in chat because he has to rerun his tourney again to beat those other guys. XL Daily says, helped 100%. It's the little yellow ones killing me now. The fast? Oh, the chips. The chips. And you've got 90% slow, eh? Like, you've got 90% slow in your tourney? Or are you talking about farm? Yeah, I found with different battle conditions, I'll pick either Sharp Fortitude or OA. I was the same. When I was in champs, well, OA didn't exist, but when I was in champs, I always used to run Sharp Fortitude. I used to go Sharp Fortitude or ACP, but 9.9 times out of 10, I was running Sharp Fortitude. So I'd take like try to tank 1 or 2 hits, or accidental hits where something accidentally gets in and chips you. And then the rest of the stuff were like damage stuff. Like dim core and all that sort of stuff. Or sometimes I would run with what I was talking about earlier with using Multiverse Nexus and that. Thorn's resistance is bad for me, but OA seems to deal with, even if it's less house versus Sharp Fortitude. Thorns is always a painful one. Thorns and Orbs. I remember I used to hate the Thorn battle condition in champs. Because I had so much more investment into EHP stuff that I was way more tankier than what I was at spreading damage out there. And then eventually that just kind of turned. Battle conditions were pretty tough in my opinion. More enemies, Thorn's resistance, enemy attack speed, and tank ultimate. That does sound rough. This one's tonight is pretty annoying. But we'll just see what the midweek one is. It's done and dusted now, boys. Done and dusted. I'll delete these off. Get this ready for our update video tomorrow, boys. Look how we've been doing. This one's obviously an anomaly. 88Q. But if we average it out around here. So let's see, when was this? 2 days ago? I can't believe the jump, eh? I'm hoping that by the end of this we'll be at 90Q. And then after 90Q, 100Q, and then we just kick back. 2 big Q a day. Just sail away, 2 big Q a day. See how much keys we got, boys. 62. 62. So we're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there, boys. Let's turn these toggles off. We don't need to see this shit. Tower is going into hibernation, boys. XL Daily, 90% slow and at perma. Yeah, that's exactly where you want it. If bosses were your problem, then definitely Ohm Chip is making a massive difference. Will make a massive difference in heaps of stuff for you now. Because bosses, yeah, bosses do become a bit of a problem. Especially before you have Energy Net Mastery. Bosses are a pain in the ass. And it's kind of like one of those things that you solve a problem and the problem can just appear later down the track. Like I think somewhere around like tier 14 or tier 15 we solved bosses as a problem. And now at the end of my farming runs in tier 18, bosses can now chip me. So they've come back as a problem now. Tanks, it's mainly just the tanks are a problem. And I mean, I could farm at a higher range. There's many things I can do. I can add bounce shots back in and all sorts of stuff. I could farm at a higher range, but none of it nets me more coin per hour, so there's no point in doing that. There's no point surviving longer for a more than a 10% reduction in coin per hour. I might as well just survive less and get a higher coin per hour. I think that's pretty much like most of us. And then eventually we'll get to a stage, because apparently you stay in tier 18 forever. So I'm probably going to be in tier 18 till sometime next year. Because I don't understand why. Like I understand that the fast ultimate's the problem to break into tier 19. And I don't understand why I have to survive or farm such high waves in tier 18 before I'm ready. Outside of, there must just be a level of a foundation that you must need in order to break into tier 19. That's the only thing that I can think of. That there's a number of tools that we have to acquire in order to break into tier 19. And I think that's probably like a lot of things in this game to break into different tiers. But by the sounds of it, the jump to tier 19 is quite a large gap. And we're just going to have to get to that point and solve it. And I'm really hoping that Poison Swamp Plus is a tool for that job if there's a bit of a rework. But we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I was going to get next level of CF Plus, but now I'm thinking of saving towards Armor Arse mod. Be the better ROI. So, Armor Assist mod will give you the 25 times damage. So what I would recommend... Well, it's good for Tawny. It's really good for Tawny. And it's really good for farm as well. So you'd either run with Space Displacer as main. So this is what I did. I ran Space Displacer main, ACP Assist, when I felt like I didn't need as much stun. So I started weaning off the Shockwave, weaning off the Landmine stun, and then weaning down on the inner Landmine stun. Then I moved Space Displacer to Assist to get the damage boost. Like having Space Displacer and farm, or the Landmine stuns, like when you're doing the reverse Devo using the stun method, you're basically compensating for a lack of crowd control. So you're getting the other cheap form of crowd control. So 1,000 stones to get crowd control is extremely cheap, because the amount of crowd control you're gonna need in CF Plus is more than the 1,000 stones that it's gonna cost you to do this. It's a very cheap, like the whole method behind going the stun route for a reverse devo is like the poor man's version of a reverse devo. It's the most cost effective way to do a reverse devo, and the only alternative to that is doing it the most effective way, but which is expensive money. You know, you gotta CF plus it. So you kind of like make a decision, but whatever decision you go with, if you go the stun route, then you just slowly wean off that version of crowd control because eventually you're going to have to do the CF route, and then like as you pick up the CF route, you're weaning down on the amount of stuns. So you go super stun heavy, and then each click into CF Plus or whatever, each ancestral roll you get on your mods and that, and you just require less and less crowd control. And then you get to a point where you're moving from surviving, hoarding everything on the outside, tagging it with Deathwave, pulling it in for the kill, rinse and repeat over and over again, to moving into a stage that you get more GT Plus. And there's a breakpoint in GT Plus where you'll actually get more econ benefit from not hoarding everything and tagging it with Deathwave and then killing it. You'll get more benefit from killing it faster. And at that stage of the game, where just killing speed is the more econ benefit, that's when Orbital Augment takes over. So there's two ways to do the Orbital Augment way, and that's with Perma Black Hole and a little bit of CF, or a lot of CF and no Perma Black Hole. And I've chosen to go the more of the CF route than going Perma Black Hole, because Perma Black Hole currently at this stage for me, because I went the CF route, Perma Black Hole is like a nice to have. It's not a necessity. The econ benefit will be 2 cents and nothing, because there's not enough, the sync time's low enough. If anything, it just prevents any chipping, because I do still run into chipping, but it's mainly chipping my wall. But like definitely where you are, investing into the stuns, the cheapest way to do it. The best way to do it would be using CF Plus. It kind of just depends on which route you want to do it. But the other elephant in the room, I suppose, in order to complete it, is going for Perma GT, and that's expensive. I think you've already got the duration. Like, I think your duration is even higher than mine. So that's a good note. It's just lowering your sync time so that the duration is past your sync time, and that's a lot of stones. But like the probably the question is, now you got Core Assist, the other question would be like, what should you do now, triangle or armor? Armor will help in farm. Armor will help in Tawny. Triangle will help in farm, and triangle will help in Tawny too, because you'll probably use like restorative bonus. So I suppose the only other tipping point to think about now is which one of those two, triangle or square, will give you the most benefit for dissonance, because that's the other thing you have to think about. And then whatever one outweighs can do, you know, it's kind of like the two birds with one stone mentality. Whatever one outweighs it, that's probably the direction you should go. Like, if you want to, like, go min-maxing, that's probably the direction you should go. Would be, like, what ticks the most boxes. So you'd be thinking about it, like, through all the dissonance runs, all your tournament runs, all that sort of thing, like, where's your best bang for buck? I know that when I got armor assist, I was very happy with that purchase. Like, over the moon happy with that purchase. I felt like it made such an impact to everything, and I was so happy that I got it. I was absolutely stoked. When I got the triangle, I'm not gonna lie, I felt a bit underwhelmed. I feel like it was nice. I'm not gonna like say it was shit, but I'm just gonna say I feel like it wasn't really that impactful. It was just like, oh, this is nice. I mean, now at the moment, if I didn't have the triangle, my econ would tank like crazy. But it's all relative to the position of where you are in the game. Like, eventually, unless you plan to go perma black hole, which I think is somewhere where we all eventually end up, there's a much more cost-effective way than chasing perma black hole, and then hence why reverse devo was invented. It's a very cheap way that can carry you for a very, very long time if you choose to go the glass cannon route. The good thing is, where you are in the game, like, or there's other things that you've got to think about now. So here, I'll throw another one in you. Super Tower Mastery. Like, for the same amount of stones, or maybe it's cheaper, I can't remember. Super Tower Mastery, man. Like, now you've got Ohm Chip as assist for bosses. Super Tower Mastery will shred them to pieces. Like, it is so much damage. But I'm not sure when's the point you're supposed to get Super Tower Mastery. I got it on 3 beams. I got it when I didn't have 50% coverage. And I'm so happy that I got that. That's a massive power spike. Like, there's so many power spikes where you are with masteries and with unlocking assist mods that you don't know. You're not going to know whether you want to shit or go blind. So I don't think anything that you choose you're going to be disappointed in. It might just come down to a timing. Like, when is the best timing for stuff? But I definitely, you know, you're going to be stoked with armor assist. I mean, probably, like, a mass of the community would recommend the triangle above armor. I don't know if I do, eh? I would rank triangle above armor. I don't even know if I'd rank it above armor where I am now. Like, I need orbital augment. I always tell people, though, when it comes to that decision, I hand on heart, like, if you're a damaged player, I hand on heart put core above triangle every time. 10 out of 10 times. Whether that's right or wrong, I reckon you can't beat having dim core go from hip firing to actual full proper drilling. Like, I don't think you can beat that. It's just too strong. Like, all your power is wound up in chain lightning. That's all you have since you're a little gil. When you move into damage, and then changing it from hip fire spread to single target is a massive power. Like, look at that. Now you're in Legends. like what are we talking about? We go from champs to legend to, you know, yes, it's starter legends and all. It's all relative, whatever. But you've jumped straight to now being able to get your first run of legends. Like, that's wild. That's wild. That's power. But yeah, bro, I put armor assist like way up there. Like, it's more of a clutch where you are as a baby glass cannon. Like, starting out that part of the journey, it's way more of a clutch. And then eventually, like, it won't so much become a clutch. And then a little bit beyond that point, it just, everything becomes a necessity. They're all pieces to the puzzle that without it, you can't, your playstyle or your tower just can't function. But anything that you choose, you're going to be happy with. You want more CF Plus? Going to be happy with that. There's plenty of people that have done it before having assist modules. You want an assist? Pick up an assist. You want another mastery? You've still got like another 3 minimum damage masteries to pick up. Those are all power too. It's all player power. You're in like the window that you're in the biggest power spike that you're going to get. And then after that, it's like a long drawn out process. But this whole window that you're in for the next like 8 months to a year, you're in like a massive power spike. Anything you choose is good. It's all impactful. It's all relatively cheap. You're in a real fun window of the game. It was definitely my funnest window in the game, where I felt like all of that restarting, all of the collecting the gems every day, all of the melting the phones, all of the bullshit that you have to do finally pays off and you feel the player power. It's such a good window in the game. 1019 battle conditions add up to just making things difficult at high waves, including losing more enemy level skips, and that's so expensive now. JR says it depends. Eagle says glass cannon farming sounds hella complicated. It's not really, bro. Like, the problem is, like, I seen your video of that you put out, and then it's exactly the same boat that XL Daily's in. It's that your chain lightning is killing indiscriminately, and you need to find a way to tone it down to get it to kill in a specific window. Like, its biggest strength, chain lightning's biggest strength of spreading out damage across the screen, is also its biggest weakness. And it sounds like you've taken plenty of good steps in order to try to control it. You've devoed stuff off. You've even devoed your damage and stuff like that. But I definitely think I've got that video that fella shared that said, like, it was like not far off your comment, and he said, here, check this out, this is another version of reverse devo, is the exact method that I did, but I used Space Displacer just to tone the chain lightning down without having to devo off heaps of stuff, and then you're using stun. So this is kind of you're in the exact same window that XL Daily's in, and it's going from a method of like trying to survive as long as you can to let's use pure damage to survive as long as we can. It's damage and CC, but let's try to control the damage so we can actually make some money out of this. And it's not super complicated. It's just it's an adjustment to the way that you play the game. But I'm definitely keen to help you out, bro. Like 10,000%. I'll answer all your questions, vid call, whatever you need, bro. Like I got you, big guy. Because I definitely seen, like, from the video that you sent, I definitely seen some areas that we can improve, and it mainly goes back to what I was just saying 10 minutes ago around utilizing stuns. Like, the only other route is like going CF, which is expensive. It's stones, you know, and the stones could be better use going into something else. Now, if you do find it too hard to use the stun method, then, you know, you can just go the CF route. But if you want to check out which video, so it took me about 3 weeks to create this build. And then since I did it, I still get messages like to today for people asking me how to use that build, because I never actually put out a build guide of it. I just like did it and it worked out. It took me about 3 weeks to create it, because and it all just came down to lifetime stones. Like the people that were doing the method that, like the reverse orb devo method, I was like, from a timeline thing, I was up to that stage, but I just didn't have the amount of lifetime stones that all the guys that were doing it had. You know, they were like double my lifetime stones, so they're gonna have way more toys available to them than what I had. So it is it's episode 40. So the video in episode 40, it took me about 3 weeks to create that build. So like when I started doing it, I just kind of figured that there was a more cost-effective way than dropping like 8,000 stones into something, you know? Like, you gotta lower these cooldowns, do all this duration bullshit. You gotta do like unlock CF plus and all this crap. I did all of it before Ultimate Weapon plus everything, like Glass Cannon, before I was even anywhere near that point, you know. And then people will say like the prerequisites to go the reverse devo, and if you're still like 3 ultimate weapons away from even getting to CF plus, and CF plus 4 or 5 or whatever is a requirement, like the most cost-effective way to do it, well, there's like, how many thousands of stones is that there? Like, you're talking like 10,000 stones to get it online. I was like, there's got to be a more cost-effective way to do it. And then that's how I come up with the method. And then like from there, I just like over the course of like 6 or 8 months, I just slowly transitioned over to what the baseline is that the other people set it at. But it's episode 40. Now it's pretty rippy, bro. There's a lot in there, because like, keep in mind, like, when I did it, it took me about 3 weeks to get it online, because there were certain things like I didn't have, for example. So it's like, okay, I could use the stuns to do this, and then it's like, okay, well, that's not gonna work because I don't have those labs. So what I gotta do, I gotta get those labs up, and then I'll revisit it. And then now I got the labs up, it's like, okay, that works. I need to test this thing. Okay, what I actually find is that I need more card slots. Okay, so save up to get card slots. So all of this, and then I just kept testing. And I was actually with XL Daily at the time, and I was like, fuck, I think I've just fucking created a new build, bro. I was like, check this shit out. And it's kind of like the poor man's version of a reverse devo. And I was actually thinking about it recently that I might put like a build guide up for it, because it's so hard for me to explain it to people. Like, people see it and they'll like go, like, that's fucking months ago. Like, that's like a year ago that I did that conversion. And then people will go, hey, I'm finally up to this stage, and then I want to try this. And then they start asking me heaps of questions and that, because I don't really go over the questions and that for it, because there's not really a build guide. It's like, hey guys, check out this new thing that I've tried and it actually worked. Just refer to these settings or something like that. But it's a lot harder to... It's easy for me to say, oh, just refer to the settings in this. But there's no like explanation for people, like why you want those settings. And then maybe why they want to adjust something different. So it's like, you can use it as like, here's a baseline to do something, like, this is a baseline, this worked for me, now create your own version of what that is. But that video and all the videos that follow it don't really do it good justice. But like the investment in it's like minimal. Like I don't have a max chronofield speed. Like I think I swapped at like 50% speed. So I don't even have that gold box. Like it's so cheap to get online. It just takes you having like a bunch of synergy. And it's one of those things where you need all of the moving parts in order for it to work. So it's like you can't rely on this specific tool to solve this specific problem if you don't have that tool completed. Like you don't have the labs for it completed, or you're using that tool and you don't have the substat for it, and like it's a specific requirement to have that substat. And yeah, but definitely check it out. And that is designed as a reverse devo, a poor man's reverse devo. So a player with a low player count, a low stone count, with no ultimate weapon plus, no maxed out CF, and no core assist. Like core assist, I don't even think were invented then. Like assist mods. Yeah, I don't. Actually, they might have been invented. I just hadn't unlocked them. So the chain lightning is not even single target. Like the chain lightning's hip firing. So that was the main like design of it, is like, how do I get the chain lightning to stop hip firing and smashing everything on the screen? And in all of that, no devo to the workshop, no swapping around cards. Like you literally start the run, let the run go until it dies. Once it dies, reset it. Like you're not swapping. Like I specifically made it that way because I come from months and months of playing Orbless, and I didn't want to manually pick perks. I don't want to do none of that. I want to manually pick perks. I don't want to manually change cards. Like I've just done that. Like, and probably what's the most complicated build. Like I don't really know if there's any build more complicated than running an Orbless. Like there's no other build that's as hands-on as running Orbless. Like majority of the builds are designed to be AFK. Orbless is like extremely hands-on. It's ridiculous how annoying that playstyle is to play. So I made it to go, okay, let's go glass cannon. Let's do a poor man's reverse devo, and then let's not manually touch anything apart from gems and restarting the run. So like to get it online, you're there. That video that the guy shared is basically like the same version, but just going a different route. They've obviously chosen ACP. But definitely check it out. See what you think. And that'll be my recommendation. Outside of that, it'll be like, you would have to go deep diving. You know, what's your lifetime stones? What's your masteries at? What are your modules at? You know, we'd have to go deep into the nuances of your tower, and it goes to that depends bracket. Like so many things depend. Just says 3 levels of lab speed and 2 more Shatter Shard level to go. The patience, hard out, but your future self will thank you. Xenomorph says, just need Uncle Fudz to send me 100,000 stones so I can set up all my baseline and then start. Yeah, bro. Need Uncle Fudz to send all of us 100,000 lifetime stones so we can finally start playing the game. Just says, I think even EHP Courses is better than Genesis. Imagine the MVN and Prim C assist combo would be so good. 100%. 100%. Where's this video found? Matariki Devo. For all you guys that don't know, that was a New Zealand holiday for us. It actually fell on my birthday. I was stoked. Eagle says, Perma Chronofield 90 was CF0. I'm not sure how extra stuns chain lightning smashing the whole screen. Because you're not so you're not feeding. What it does is it keeps all the mobs from going to your tower range, so that you don't shoot them and you're not generating chain lightning until black hole goes off. So if you see the video that the guy, so like what we can do, I'll try to show you the video, eh? I'll show you a video so we're on the same page. I'll pause the music so it doesn't fuck up the audio, and then we can probably just run with my audio. I probably don't need to use the audio from the actual video, but I'll show you a demonstration of what it looks like. So where you are at the game, you're at a stage where you've got way more investment than what I did. So it should be a hell of a lot easier for you. So you're talking about a tower that's way more undertuned than when your current one is. This one here. 20-30% in coins at the moment, but it's blowing my eardrums. So check this out. I'll put the other screen on. Where did I put it? Display. So check this out. So all you gotta do is watch it. I'll see if I can. So this is like a year ago. So this is no assist mods, no ultimate weapon plus perma chronofield, but like chronofield maybe like 50 or 60. See how they're coming in? So that's what the stuns are doing. So I can't generate chain lightning because there's nothing to generate chain lightning off, because I'm keeping them on the outside. See that? Clump it, tag it with Death Wave, suck it in, boom, game over. So this is the cheapest reverse devo that you can build. See that? That's why they can't kill. That's why like chain lightning can't kill, because there's no mobs to kill. Like the way that it's feeding them in. I need to turn this volume down. So the way that it's feeding it in. Oh, we could probably actually put the music back up. Oh no, it doesn't want to play music. It's like, no, you will listen to YouTube. Hopefully you can hear the music. I definitely can't. I'll mute this. Boom. See, watch how it's doing it. So the black hole goes down. Everything's trying to come in, but you're stunning them and hoarding them on the outside. Tag it with Death Wave. Bring it in explosion. So the problem that you're having is you have to slow down the rate at which the mobs are feeding in, because that's when you're hitting it with something and chain lightning spreading out, and then it's deleting everything across the screen. Now the other thing with this is prior to assist mod, so I've got no single target damage. So what I'm trying to do here is use the clump of the mobs. See, like here, I've got no single target for these guys. How am I going to kill it? I use the clump of the mobs to generate chain lightnings, so that chain lightning can bounce onto the boss, for example. So I wouldn't have got him if there wasn't the clump. So I'm using the clumps as a way to generate. So it's all about timed killing. I suppose that's like the longest wind way of like what I'm trying to say. Is the conversion to relying on damage and making damage equal econ is around the specific timing of your killing. Killing is easy, killing everything on screen. Making killing profitable is where the balance comes in. So like, for example, like where I'm at now, like I can't farm lower tiers because the overkilling is too large. There's ways to prevent overkilling, and you can go to extreme methods of doing that. I'm just too lazy to do that now, because I've done all those sorts of builds and I just can't be bothered doing that anymore, like for my own mental sanity. So this is kind of what I mean. If you just use this as your visuals or what you're trying to achieve. So the only other way around this, if you choose not to go this path, which is this is the cheapest path, but if you choose to go the more expensive path, you just need more CF plus. That's it in a nutshell. Just get a shitload more CF plus. Because then once everything activates, you tag it with Deathwave, so you get that bonus. The black hole turns on, it pulls everything into the black hole. You want everything to die anyway because it's all getting tagged from Deathwave. You need to contribute, I'm assuming, to your golden combo. I'm assuming that it's the golden combo you need to contribute to. Because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have CF plus without having golden combo. But yeah, hopefully that's like a good visual aid for you to see. But the other person that posted that thing, that's what they were sharing as well, where they were basically sharing a video that was like very identical to that, to say, hey, this is the method you should be using, and the method is hoarding. Like if you're hoarding everything on the outside, your chain lightning can't go off. So like that's the whole thing. And then by the time like all your Econ ultimate weapons activate, you want the chain lightning to be going off. You want it to delete everything on the screen and that. So it's all about the timing of how you're killing to prevent the Econ loss. So it's not really complicated. It's just the video that you shared. It didn't, like, that's what was missing from that video, was the hoarding. Was the hoarding. Yeah, that's what you really need to work on. There's other ways to go around it, but all the other ways to go around it are extremely expensive. They're extremely expensive. So it's like, let's just do this on the cheap and find the cheapest way to do it. And then that'll be the best way. So potentially once I hit CF plus 4, will naturally resolve itself. That's an expensive gamble. So getting to CF plus 4 is the better way to do it. It's an expensive way to do it, if that makes sense. I mean, you've already got the most expensive part. You've already got CF plus unlocked, so it won't be all that more expensive. But like using the CF, like, you know how CF works. Everything comes into the screen and it floats around the outside. So it's doing its hoarding naturally, and you're not forcing the hoarding through using stuns. Carter, looks like you're handling T18 well. Your coin bonus looks good, to the point I'd expect even higher coin per minute. Maybe killing too fast. Do you have the Orb Mastery? I do have the Orb Mastery, and it's been really good. I'm super happy with it. I'm not at the stage yet where I can experiment with orb position. I can in tier 17 experiment with orb position because I just live so much longer. But we were getting like way over 6,000 waves in tier 17. Is there a reason my orbs are so small? They are at... What are they at? 1.8? 1.8? The next click is 4Q. So by the time I wake up in the morning, I can get the next click. But even at 4Q, that's 2 days worth of farming. So they're getting expensive now. Your shop wave is pushing back too far. It's at 1.5. Nico Suave. Yo, been a while. Finally caught your stream. What up, big guy? It has been a while. How you been? No, you're allowed to ask questions, Taylor. You are all goods. I was watching the video you put up of your old build. JR says, got to run, bro. Cheers for another great stream. See, everyone is great this week. Catch you later, JR. Thanks for stopping in, bro. I was literally watching the old video like it was your current setup. Oh, oh, that's right, because I had it on the screen, eh? I was just showing Eagle. The one the other guy shared though didn't have CF Plus. He just had CF 90, and he seemed fine. It looked great. Mine just looked trash. Whether I try locks or no locks, larger. I definitely recommend start. So he was relying on landmine stun, no inner landmine, so no space displacer. Yeah, he didn't have CF Plus. He's doing the exact same method though. He's hoarding. So the name of the game is you need to trickle in mobs to generate a landmine, whether that's an inner landmine or a standard landmine, so it can generate a stun. So you're sacrificing 1 or 2 mobs to generate stuns in order to save 5, 10 or 20 mobs. Does that kind of make sense? So the name of the game is to hoard enemies. Like, that's all you're trying to do. Hoard enemies on the outside as long as you can, so you can tag them with Deathwave. So you're either using CF Plus, and like a good CF Plus, like CF Plus 2, CF Plus 4 would be ideal. CF Plus 5 would be really nice, but CF Plus 4 should be more than suffice. Or you're going to rely on landmine, or you rely on both, because I relied on both for a while there too. So as I increased my crowd control and my like killing efficiency and lowering my sync times, I slowly weaned off using the stun. So now I've got landmine stunning, but my landmine radius is only like that big. Like, it's tiny. It's just enough to be tagging fasts, because that's all I'm trying to do. It's just tag fasts, like tiny landmine radius. And soon with landmine mastery, it'll be tagging stuff to apply, what are we calling it? Soon it will be so we can tag, oh, I can't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, definitely there's a lot to go over. If you're looking like for fine tuning, because a majority of it is like you get it to a certain point and then you fine tune from that point. Now the certain point should be where it beats your EHP farming or your hybrid farming. And then when the coin can beat it, then you can convert over and then optimize, if that kind of makes sense. So you definitely want to get it to beat it. Now the problem is like, if the gap is too far between your original build and the new build you want to try, then you have to try to figure out how to close the gap. So you're doing the right thing by going, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. Can anybody give me any pointers? I just think like the group is so far ahead and so varied in, like, let's say the Glass Cannon Discord, that there's gonna need a lot more nuances. Like, a lot more information is going to be needed from the guys in there for you to provide them than them just saying, hey man, try this. Like, you know what I mean? There's far too many variables in a tower, because what you'll probably get recommended is you'll probably just get recommended like a typical reverse Devo build, which you're not very far off. Like, you already got Ultimate Weapon Plus, so you're right there anyway. So, I mean, you're borderline in that thing where it's like, well, you might as well just go down that route. Mawheelan, what's good? What's good? What's good? Okay, I didn't have Landmine Stun cut in, so I've removed Slow Aura. No, you definitely want Slow Aura. And where yours is at, you probably definitely want Landmine Stun card, and you're borderline on having the Landmine Radius substat. But definitely check out the video that I put in. What you're probably going to find is you probably don't have enough card slots. Like, Glass Cannon's like heavy on the card slots compared to like EHP. I think XL Daily's experiencing that. So while XL Daily's doing his testing his Glass Cannon, he's not running, like, he's not doing the test with Econ stuff in. He's doing the test with Glass Cannon stuff in, and then tweaking the build so it can survive, or he's getting all the stuff that he needs so he can survive to a certain point. And then once he can survive to a certain point, and there's the potential to convert over, then he's adding in everything else he needs from the Econ standpoint. If that kind of makes sense. So you'd put in everything that's the baseline minimum for Glass Cannon. Like, don't cut any of your survivability for Econ stuff, and then, you know, you might be asking like, well, why? How am I supposed to farm it? It just means obviously you need more card slots to put in the Econ stuff. So then you like won't necessarily run it until you get those extra card slots, if that makes sense. So like all the builds out there all have like minimum baseline stuff that is a requirement in order to do them, and there's ways that you can shortcut them. 100% there's ways that you can shortcut them, but there's certain things that you can't shortcut. And it goes back to the classic saying of like cutting off your dick to see your balls. So if you remove, like, say, Slow Aura, all you're going to do is cut your dick off to see your balls harder. You'll just run into chipping problems. So, like, I would recommend either taking out a damage card, like Crit Chance or something like that, or Crit Coin, or you probably need free up so you can lock stuff. But you know what I mean? Take something else out, but don't take out the Glass Cannon stuff. So you want, like... So say here, like, I will count up the cards. So 1, 2... You could probably get away with no cash. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So there's 1 there. So we took out, so 24 cards. We could take out cash. There's 23. We could take out nuke. That's 22. We could take out Demon Mode if we don't have the Mastery. I'm assuming you've got the Mastery. So we'll just leave it at 22. You want Second Wind. You probably want Energy Net, because the bosses are annoying. Depending if you've got Intro Sprint. You could probably take out Crit Coin. So that's 21. You could probably take out Crit Chance. That's 20. So you'll be looking at, like, kind of at the minimum 20 card slots. Like, if you're taking any more out than that, it's super dicey, man. Like, you want, like, coins, you want enemy balance. We've already lost Crit Coin, so there's a little bit of Econ lost there. You need recovery package for the Mastery. Yes, you can drop it, but nah, man. You know, like, modules over time. Like, if you do plan to drop it, you better be picking up another card slot faster. You need the energy shields. That's obvious for Glass Cannon. You need the Berserker, whether it's mastery or not, it's damage. You need the ultimate weapon crit, because that's like double damage. Yeah, so I say on the low end, 20 card slots on the low end. You could go lower than that. I'd highly not recommend it though. It just gets too painful. I've done it without it. It's just super painful. Swapping around cards, doing this, doing that. It's not the go. 20 card slots and a lucky banner. Sweet. So that's your 20, the ones that I just read out. Those will be your 20. Recently purchased 3 slots, so you're right there. You're right at the borderline. On your 21st card slot, put crit coin in there. We're still got to remember that there's still, I think I left demon mode in there. I can't remember. But yeah, you're right at that like baseline. No demon mode mastery yet? Then yeah, don't bother using it if you don't like. That's a free card slot, but that's a massive jump in power as well. And what tier were you testing on? Tier 14? Like if it's tier 12 or something like that, which I'm assuming it's not. I'm assuming it's like tier 13, tier 14. But if it's anything younger than that, like tier 12 or anything, I'd say skip it. Skip that tier, go up to a higher tier. If you're like applying too much damage. Make sure you've got like a large landmine as well, so you can prevent chipping. It's all about hoarding. It's the name of the game. Hoard as much as you can. Everything coming into the screen, hoard it on the outside. If you don't, your chain lightning will just be hip firing. It'll be losing control. It'll have no self-control. It'll be spamming, and it'll be the problem that you're running into. And that's the whole thing we're trying to prevent. What are we doing? We're doing too much damage here, boys. Got all the damage perks too early. But yeah, definitely hit me up in like a voice chat or something, or like hit up my Discord, bro. Hit up my Discord. I can give you a much better, like when I see everything, I can give you a much better one-on-one. There's also no time delay like there is in chat, which is currently what we'll be having. But I'll get to see what you're working with. And it will make it so much easier. Yeah, it'll make it so much easier. T14. Yep, for sure. Tier 14, bro. Yeah, if you hit me up in Discord, we'll be able to go through everything. I'll be able to see like the state of your mods. I'll be able to see whatever. But there'll be way more easier ways than like having to devo your damage and having to change it for tournaments. And bro, nobody wants to live like that. None of us want to go back to doing that. There are plenty of crazy people that do. But fuck that. Getting the game to idle as fast as possible is the best thing you can possibly do. Like, there's plenty of crazy people that don't mind. But, man, if we all want to play the game for a long time, getting all the nice to haves and getting all the quality of life and setting it up are super, super important. Super important. But yeah, hit me up, add me on Discord, hit me up. I should have actually hit you up in a friend request when I seen your name. I was like, I'm sure that's the bro. If I didn't test in tier 14, everyone just blamed the tier difficulty. Switching to tier 14 stops people suggesting that. The other thing we have to factor in is the dissonance. So that's a curveball that's thrown in there too, and that's a problem that XL Daily was facing, was getting the tier coin multiplier to be higher than his current farming tier. And then obviously when you go from an Orbless build, you're in a very, very optimized state for that tier. And then you're now moving into, you know, getting all your guns out, running into war, and trying not to kill indiscriminately. You know, you're trying to work on your timing of your killing. And then once you figure it out though, so once you pass that and you figure it out, you're chilling from there. You're absolutely chilling. You're away. But yeah, the easiest way we could do it's through Discord. But gents, honestly, you guys have been amazing. We'll have another little look at the bracket, eh? Couple little guys fighting around at the top. Oh, Wiener! Bro, no way. I hope you're still running, Wiener. Bro, Wiener just ran, and did that other guy run again? It's like Wiener ran, overtook him, and then he ran again. Like a dirty dog. Bro, Wiener's gonna be pissed. Wiener. Oh no, Wiener, what have you done? But gents, honestly, yeah, and I wouldn't think too much. I know what you mean. Like people will be saying, like, yeah, it's because you need to go to tier 14, and that's the reason you're supposed to. You know, there's too many variables, and you know, like a lot of players are like way past that point of the game, and it's a slightly very different type of game. It's the same game to its core and its bones, but it's still a different game to where a lot of the big guys were. And then the biggest thing factoring in is lifetime stones. You probably have a vastly different lifetime stones than what the guys did when they're farming at your tier, even though they were farming at your tier what would be like a lifetime ago when it comes to this game. But just the sheer lifetime stones, they probably had a lot more of a foundation than what you currently have. So you always have to keep that in mind when you go out to like randoms on Discord or randoms. Like I don't think it, like there's nobody that's intentionally trying to steer you wrong. It's just if we jump into a forum, like any of us, if we jump into a forum and we provide people with a 15-second video or a couple sentence paragraph, just off that information alone, people can only give you a simple reply to what it is, to whatever your question is or whatever thing you're asking, because there's just not enough information there provided, and people will dedicate time. Like there's tons of good people out there. You know, it's what's the best part about this game is people will dedicate time and will give you a good shot. Like, if they don't have to like feel like they're pulling teeth from you to get questions and to get good information from you, they'll give you a good shot. But like if you're really trying to optimize or if you're really struggling with it, it's much better in a one-on-one scenario with somebody where more information can be shared. It's so much easier. You'll extract so much value. Like sometimes if I ask questions of people like in Discord and someone's like super keen to help me, I just hit them up like, dude, can I DM you? Like you'll give him some really good information, can I just DM you? You know, or stop clogging up the feed for other people. We get a much better conversation out of it, and then at the end of it you remember somebody's name that always helped you. You know, that person becomes your little gaming buddy. Dissonant on my ultimate weapon Spotlight is 300x. A year ago your build wouldn't have had dissonance. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Didn't have dissonance back then. So it was a lot harder to generate player power, for sure. Oh shit, PJ's still running. Wiener's still running. XR Daily says go get him, Wiener. Put him in his place. What a dog, eh? He's seen Wiener. Fuck you, crack me up, cunt. I fucking had a feeling that was you, bro. I was like, I bet that's fucking PJ. I bet that's PJ. But gents, what's the time? I better call it there because my wife's got work in the AM. And I'm gonna park up and watch a movie. And it's fucking cold and my feet are cold. And like you can tell it's getting colder because I just let my beard grow more feral. So I'm getting more and more feral. And if we get super cold, like super cold, I'll grow a monobrow. And then that should give us like a plus 3% resistance to chilled area ground. To chilled ground. I'd say we'd grow the hair. But if we grow the hair, the edges are a bit uneven. We could probably grab the mullet or the skullet. Do you guys know the skullet? They have the skullet in your guys' country? I know they definitely got the skullet over in Aussie. I think that the skullet's more notorious in New Zealand. Like, it's probably a thing in Aussie. But it's definitely a thing in New Zealand. Like, all the rough cunts, it's like all the rough cunts and like gang members and shit. There you go, boys. Eat them up. Check this out. The old skillet. There it is, boys. There it is, bro. This is notorious, and this is notorious in our country. Like, picture this, bro. Like, these are the cunts. These are the cunts that bowl up to. Well, not these cunts, because these cunts all look like frags. But like, picture these guys. Like 6 foot, 6.5 foot. All their faces sprayed up with gang tats. Tats all over the forehead, nose, mouth, cheeks. And like, these are like, that's the like token haircut of the dude that's coming over to take all your shit. He's like, fuck, that's a mean car in your driveway, boy. The old skillet. I mean, like, we could grow a skillet for you if you want. Should we just do that? What we'll do is we'll grow a skillet, and then we'll do a fundraiser. We'll do a fundraiser and we'll shave the skillet. Do a skillet shave, like how people shave for a cancer. We'll call it like, instead of shave for a cancer, we'll call it something like shave for a GT plus 11. And then everybody donos up for the skillet shave. Oh, gents, we're going way off topic here. We're very tired. So, guys, like always, it's been awesome. Progress video update tomorrow. Pretty big banger, boys. It's a pretty big banger, and I look forward to doing it. And gents, if you like what you see, you know the drill, fam. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can see when the next video is coming out. And as always, keep it cloudy, fam.